Good afternoon, YouTube pipe smokers. So I've been compiling data from three different pipes. My 7LE 173 Series 3. My Apple, I call it the Maple because it looks like a maple leaf. And this Italian pipe. They're all 9mm. This has a fairly wide opening in the bowl. Keep that in mind. So here's the chart I made in the spreadsheet. Okay, you could see there's Captain Black Royal, Captain Black Original, Sir Walter Riley, Sir Walter Riley Aromatic, Carter Hall, Privateer, which is C&D, and Lane 1Q. And then towards the bottom, I tried in the 173 Series 3 Savinelli, the Inns Court, which is a Latakia based. And you could see why Latakia smoke cooler. After a bowl, it was 0.12 gain of moisture on the filter. And so that's why a lot of Kia based, I believe, tend to be a little bite free more because there's a cooler smoke, it produces less moisture, which leads to a cooler smoke. Now, if you notice also, the filters vary in weight. They're between 1.1 gram and 1.5 gram, all Vaughn filters. So I weighed them before, and what I determined from this is the Captain Black Royal is approximately 1% of moisture per gram of tobacco. So now the interesting thing here is, if you look at the bottom there, it's a 7LE 173. I took 173 grams of Captain Black Royal, which is approximately a full bowl, as luck would have it, on the 7LE 173. I dried the tobacco until it was 1.56 grams. And you could see there, it produced more moisture being drier. Now, I would assume it's because it's a more thorough burn being a drier tobacco. So I found this to be true. Most tobaccos, the more you dry it, sometimes the more moisture it produces. Now, the interesting thing is, it was more flavorful drying it to 1.56. I smoke Captain Black Royal on a regular basis, so what do we learn from all of this? Well, it does vary. The 173 has a smaller opening in the bowl than, let's say, this pipe. So the bigger opening bowl, I believe, burns the tobacco at a higher rate, and it produces more moisture than a small bowl. Now, this is a big apple, but it still has a relatively smaller opening, close in size to the 7LE, and the results are very similar to the 7LE in this pipe. So I'm going to continue to do more testing, but what this has brought to my attention is everybody's had that, some call it Nirvana smoke, where you get that perfect, it tastes just delicious, and I think it's a combination of circumstances where the tobacco happened to be at the perfect moisture. The weather happened to be right, and you happen to pack the bowl perfectly and gives you that smoke that you can't always get. So the numbers don't lie. By the way, the average, going back to the top chart there, the overall average was a 17.43 grams of moisture if you averaged it out, that's a substantial amount of moisture. This is the reason why I can't get away from 9mm filters, because that moisture, you'd have to soak it up with a pipe cleaner or just be used to that type of moisture, and that's where the tongue bite comes from. So this is factual. I used the same scale. It's been the same weather, relatively speaking. Uh, Tobacco all comes from the same tin, and it's the same scale, and it's the same filters. Three different pipes were used with similar results, except for the wider bowls where the tobacco, I think, burns more efficiently, possibly. It gets a bigger draft, so it produces a little more heat, which produces a little more moisture. So I hope some of you find this interesting. I will continue to do more tests with different pipes and different drying levels of tobacco and see what the data shows. But this is the only way to get some kind of proof, and maybe from this we can determine what the ultimate smoke with a certain tobacco and a certain pipe. Maybe you can create that magical smoke instead of it happening by accident. Time will tell. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that and catch you on the next one. Have a good day.